Okay, my senior speech is going to be more conceptualized, sort of like Shimon said. The general theme of it is strength. Strength is something that I sort of pursued throughout my life. I've never really had. When I was younger, I was a really weak person, and I mean that both in like the physical sense, as in I was like pretty small, and like people always thought I was younger than I was, but also in like the mental sense. I like throughout my life, people have always characterized me as shy or quiet, but this was even more pronounced in elementary school, and especially in the early years of elementary school. I don't think any of you were in elementary school. Oh, well, no. But I think I was. I think I was like generally known for being like quiet and like. Even when like people would talk to me, I don't think I would really talk back to them when I was younger. I mean, I did once I got older, but I was still pretty quiet. Only people I would talk to were like a few like select friends. I just didn't have like a lot of confidence, and this translated over to being scared of talking to people.
You're welcome with teacher.
And my mental weakness also transferred over to relationships with other people. In specific, there was one girl that I was friends with from the time I moved here from Colorado when I was 5. So like I entered 1st grade, and I was friends with her in 1st grade up to the beginning of 5th grade. And we were best friends. Well, I say like we were best friends, but to be honest, it was probably an unhealthy relationship looking back on it, because I was very, nervous, very dependent on her. By which I mean that I sort of, like I interacted with like other people through her, like I made friends through her, and I would just kind of follow along with like whatever activities she wanted to do, or whatever opinion she held. I don't think when I was younger that I ever, that was a picture I was supposed to go back to, but I forgot to do that. So that's me as a kid. I'm on the right side, that's my sister. She's 2 years younger than me. Yeah. That's sort of it for the slideshow. I just put a picture there so I would have a visual element. Yeah. But I don't think when I was younger that I ever really thought about my own opinions. I would just sort of follow along with everyone else's, and whatever everyone else did, that's sort of what I would do. But that's kind of what I mean when I say that I think I'm a very naturally weak person who's like easily influenced by other people. So it's something that I've thought about like a lot recently, and it's something that I've always thought I wanted to change about myself. And when I say that I've like kind of pursued strength, I think the way that I've pursued it the most is through athletics. Now when you think about sports, like you think about the very like obvious like physical strength piece of it, but there's also like even more importantly, there's like the mental strength that goes with athletics. In order to play sports well, you sort of have to have confidence in yourself, and you have to make decisions quickly, and like sort of be confident that you're, or like believe that you're gonna be making the right decision and follow through with that. And you have to be able to interact, like communicate with like a lot of different people. Even if you play like one sport, but especially if you play like multiple sports, you'll end up going through like a lot of different teams and having to communicate with those people just pretty quickly, and maybe just for like one season. Anyway, I've played sports my whole life, and I've always always like really enjoyed sports, but I've never been very good at them. And the reason for that is because of two things, or really I guess that's one thing, which is the weakness part of that. So there's like the physical part where I've just never been an athletic person. I'm just not strong or fast, but also like the mental part they talk about. Coaches have always told me that I'm not aggressive or competitive enough, and that like I don't want the ball enough, which is true because I'm not like a player. This is true. I don't like scoring. I don't actually like getting the ball because I don't have that confidence in myself that I'll be able to know what to do with it. And I think the reason why most people like playing sports is because they like having that, they like being able to score. So, but that's never motivated me to play sports. I've always liked sports because I feel like I'm getting stronger through playing them. I mean, obviously the physical strength is something that you can see, but also like the mental strength, and that it pushes you to be like mentally tougher, to be more aggressive and gain confidence in yourself. So I played rec soccer for 7 years, took tennis lessons for 2 years. I played lacrosse for 5 years, field hockey for 2 years, and I played water polo for the last 4 years. And I did swim too, but swim sucks. It's not very important. But with water polo, especially, it's the sport that I've stuck with for the last 4 years of high school, and I've played year-round for the last 2 years. I sort of tried out for it on a whim my freshman year. I think at the time I had this like great aspiration of being a tri-sport athlete, which never really materialized because I ended up quitting field hockey and lacrosse after my sophomore year. So I played 3 sports for 2 years, and then after that it was just water polo. But with water polo especially, the reason that I like it a lot is because it pushes you to become stronger. For someone who isn't aggressive or competitive, is never really liked physical contact sports and like is physically weak, water polo is really not the sport to choose for that person because it has like all of those elements. It's a very aggressive sport, very much physical contact. There's not like a lot of girls' sports specifically that have that much physical contact in them. But the reason why I really like it is because I feel like I'm becoming stronger physically and mentally through playing it. Another way I feel like I've kind of pursued strength, I guess, the elusive concept, is like another activity would be like the Nexus, I suppose. When I first came into high school my freshman year, it was like something that I was interested in, but there was no way, like I thought there was no way I was ever going to join it because sharing my writing with other people scared me. And I think I ended up joining it my junior year to prove to myself that I wasn't scared of doing that, and I ended up really enjoying it, so I'm glad that I did that. And then more recently, I guess this is kind of going back to sports, but I started taking lessons in Shaolin Kempo, which is a form of self-defense, at the beginning of this year. And so it's like a combination of like karate and kung fu. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I really like it, and again, the reason why I like it is because I feel like I'm getting stronger through it. Since it's a form of self-defense. Anyway, where I'm going with this, it doesn't really have like a future piece necessarily to it. Just guess I hope that I change and I keep doing stuff even if I'm scared of it, and I'm not like held back by that. Has it been 8 minutes?
It's like 9:45.
Okay, that's good. Yeah?
I'm curious, what happened to your friend after 5th grade?
Oh, it was, okay, so we had been in the same class up until 5th grade, and in 5th grade we were split into different classes. I remember like the day I found out, I think I went home and cried like the entire day about it. I was very attached. But yeah, after that I kind of had to make friends for myself. So, and then we just ended up going apart after that. Yeah.
Would you say sports is like your way to like express yourself, most like as far as like an outlet for kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, I really like sports. I enjoy like the physical piece and like mental, I guess. I'm not really sure what you mean, but.
Is that like your outlet to kind of like? No.
Sorry. Yeah.
This is more of a comment, but it says I've played sports with Emily for a long time. I think her mom drove me year-round to practices for like 2 years in high school. But yeah, you've definitely grown so much. I remember we went to like swim together. We started swim at the same place, and we were with like elementary schoolers because we didn't know how to swim, and it was really embarrassing. It was like 7:30 in the morning, the summer of sophomore year. It was horrible, but yeah, we definitely got a lot faster from that. So it was good stuff.
Like the same thing as like Siobhan, because like I play water polo with Emily, and like the thing that like Emily is known for is like, yeah, like she doesn't have like the strongest shot, but she has this like crazy lob shot that like no one expects, and it always goes in, and it's like one of the hardest like shots to like block in water polo because it like goes up and then like comes down, and it's like I feel like a lot of people like don't like expect it from her, but like when it comes, it's like very impressive, and like no one else can do it. It's like sometimes.
Actually,
Another comment. You were pretty fearless in Cuba when you ate that rabbit.
oh yeah.
I just want to like, Emily is fearless. She ate a rabbit. What can I say? Never. Yeah, she ripped the head off. You ripped the head off?
But the long shots actually, that used to be just my full power shot. Like you guys are always like, how do you do that? It was just me pulling it, like throwing it full straight. That was actually.
But it worked. Okay.